It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Welcome to this neighborhood, neighbor.
All right, what's up, Migo Like Geeks and Freaks? So first of all, a little bit of sad news. This episode is dedicated to Mr. Paul Shelley, Massachusetts. If you don't know Paul Shelley, well, we have a little tribute for him. Let me play it for you. I'm going to do the little tribute. I was trying to bring it up on the main screen, but having some issues. So let me bring the tribute up here. And then we could talk about it a little bit before we get into what came in today. All right, so give me a second. I'm going to have to share my screen here. This is just going to take a second to bring up. See if I can get this going for you. Give me a moment, and we will bring that up. I'm going to do a... Give me 1 sec, because it's going to try and... All right. So let's see if we can get this shared. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. All right, 1 sec. Let's do this. We want to give him a proper. We really want to give him a proper representation of who he was. So, give me a sec, and let's take a look. A little something for let's remember good old Paul Shelley.
This is Paul Shelley from Revere Beach, Massachusetts. I'm looking for a Dark-Con here at Boston Comic-Con Fan Expo. Lou Malagrana, are you here?
Very sad. Very sad.
Isn't it rare?
Mr. Paul Shelley, ladies and gentlemen, on the left. You see him on his last appearances. Mr. Henry Winkler, a.k.a. the Fonz, or Arthur Fonzarelli. We will miss you, Paul. We hope you finally find that Dark-Con in heaven, and hopefully that works for you. All right, so that's our little tribute to Mr. Paul Shelley there. If you don't know Paul, well, you're not going to know him now because after his last little Dark-Con quest, apparently he got into it with somebody at the cotton candy machine, and he was mauled by a lion. So there you go. I hope he finally finds that Dark-Con in heaven that he was looking for. All right, let's get on to the good stuff. All right. No, I'm not really crying. My contact is actually really like sticking in my eye. All right, so that was a joke. We're not making fun of people dying, for those of you that get all upset and all woke. It was just a joke for our fellow collector, Mr. Rich Hurley, a.k.a. Dr. Durant. It's a long story, but one day you'll get it. All right, so let's show what came in the mail today. I was very excited. This was a very rare find. This is this is hanging out. That's interesting. Okay, this is a Tong. This is a Tong ape. I have them listed as 9 inches. They're technically more like 8.5. What's the difference between him and the ape that he stole his appearance from, other than he's slightly taller? This is an Azrak Hemway ape. This is the chimp model, if you will. There's a chimp. There's what would be orangutan, and then there's kind of the gorilla, which is basically this chimp in black. And they came with all kinds of camo pants, camo jackets, tan jackets. They did everything to rip off Mego and ride that Planet of the Apes wave. But these guys took it an extra step further, and they ripped these guys off after these guys ripped off Mego. So the nice thing about these, when they're new or when they're done, their hands are painted just like the Azrak Hamway ape. They painted them black or brown or whatever color you want there, and they would paint the hands so they look darker instead of just the human color. They were jointed. This is a Tong body. They've got this. Does this one have the swivel in it? I'm not sure if this one has a swivel. I think it does have the swivel in it, but it's a Tong body as opposed to these flat-handed Azrak Hamway bodies. They did come with guns. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, they are the exact same guns. It's rare to find one in as much shape as this. Normally, they look a little more like this, whether butt naked or missing a hand or so on. Now, when I got this one and bought it, I was very excited because I couldn't remember if I had him downstairs naked or I had basically what was the equivalent of what we would call, I guess, the Dr. Zayas version, which also Azrak Hamway. This guy also came in this tan outfit. He also came in the camo outfit, just like the Azrak Hamway one did. Again, take a look at the difference between the hands and so on. And I'm sorry, these are not swivel biceps. What these are these raising pinned shoulders. They have a much more direction, but the wrists twist. These are twisting wrists. Let's name some figures that are also Tong bodies. Danny Dare, Bogey Man, or Demo Man by Bogey, Dondi the Clown, Pippo the Clown, Vader Abraham. All those figures, some of the other ones, I'm trying to think some of the other ones out there, but all those figures on those Tong, they all use the same body. If you will, this is a really good representation because he's obviously butt naked. You can see his pin broke and somebody used one of those little bag wrappers to put through there. And it's just a plastic. It's just a plastic pin. It's not quite a Mego pin. It's a little bit different. But the bodies are quite a bit articulated, if you will. If you guys are posting notes on Facebook, by the way, I can't see them because you didn't put the thing in there, and I'm not going to keep posting it because people don't listen. I don't feel like it. I'm too lazy. Anyway, in any case, he's got some pretty cool boots on. Here's the chimp. I don't know if everything he has here is original. It looks original, but I'm going to do a little bit of digging on it to make sure. Clothes look, they look like they're original, if you will. But we'll see. So I'm very excited to get this guy. These are very, very difficult to find. He'll be joining the Ape Army. Let's see if I can give you bring this down a little bit so you guys can actually see what it looks like side by side. If you put them back to back, you can see there's a huge difference in the height. Huge difference. There's a big difference in the height between this guy and this guy. He's probably almost a whole 3/4 to an inch taller. Okay. Very, very cool. These are quite rare. They're very hard to find. If you have them, congratulations. If you don't, keep looking. All right. That's all we had for today. That's all that came in the mail. I think I've shown you everything else that's come in recently. I believe in that Big Jim Indian over there, which I also think I did. But regardless, we're going to do a little bit of straightening up here in the Toy Room of Solitude. I did have a nice conversation with John Toyzilla Marshall this morning. Just going through some stuff, and wow, it's really amazing to speak with other collectors and find out what they're collecting, and they open your eyes to so many things. And as usual, speaking to a fellow collector, I was open up to a larger arena of action figures and collectible items. So on that, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. They've been up since 5:30. The grass is already cut. That was about 2.5 hours. I need to get out there and finish up outside. Pool pump got zapped during that lightning strike, which took out, let's see, the cable modem, the Wi-Fi router, one of the garage door openers, not both, one, the pool robot, and now the pool pump. So everything's under warranty except for the pool pump. So that'll be here Tuesday. So I can't wait to get out there and change that. That's about a 1-2 hour job, maybe, depending on how things go. So in that, I hope you guys, your collections are going well. I was going to say tomorrow there is a toy show. Let me bring this up on the screen. Believe it or not, one of our good friends, Daniel Gates, or Danny the Thunder from Down Under in Australia, the Ozman himself, sent me over a message and said, "Hey man, how close are you to New Egypt, New Jersey?" I said, "Well, Danny, it's funny you should ask that because it's about a 15-mile ride from here, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. He said, there's a toy show tomorrow. One of the guys I buy from is going. He said, you should go. It's a good show to go to. So I'll be going to that tomorrow. I'll be venturing with Amanda. We'll see if we can show some live. It's going to be interesting because it's at an Elks Lodge. So it's only $3 a person to get in. It's to raise money, I guess. Not quite sure what it's going to be like. Dan says that the guy he buys from has a considerable amount of items. So I'm excited for that. So I will be checking out that table. Hopefully there's some other stuff there. I usually anticipate these shows are more like 80s, 90s stuff, which I'm sorry, 90s and on stuff, maybe some 80s. So I don't usually find that stuff too appealing to me per se. Not some things, yes. But there we go. There we go. Brian Sanchez. I can see his message because Brian's smart. He's watching on YouTube. Yeah, I don't really find too much, but at the other time, I think it was actually Paul Shelley said to me. He said sometimes they're the better ones to go to because the tables are so cheap, so the vendors can actually make money as opposed to paying out the ass to get a table and barely getting anything out of it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Let me bring it up here so you guys can see it. I'll put this share up for you. It's called the New Egypt Comic Book and Toy Show. I'm going to share my screen here so you guys can see it. Where the hell is it? Chrome. Here we go. Here we go. Let me share this. Let me turn it on for you there so you guys can see. And okay, there we go. So it's the, let me get rid of this. It's the New Egypt Comic Book and Toy Show. If you've never been, so here we go: Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern Comics, Modern and Vintage Toys, Funko Pops, and various other collectibles. I always feel these shows are all Funko Pops and like 90s and early 2000s toys I don't really collect. 10 to 4, $3, not bad. We are bringing back the comic packs for the first 100 paid admissions for the show. We are bringing back the comic packs. I'm not quite sure what that means per se. We are bringing back the comic packs. It's got Spider-Man on there. New Egypt Elks. This looks really good. I'm actually excited to go. I haven't been to a decent toy show in ages. Actually, I don't think I've been to a toy show in ages. Amanda's wondering if they sell Pokemon. That's all she's worried about. So we'll see how that goes. I have a feeling if they do, I'll be bringing some home. It's funny for an autistic kid. She can tell the difference between, even when she was younger, between legit and fake Pokemon cards. I remember going to China, getting her Pokemon cards, bringing them back. They were obviously knockoffs. And in 2 seconds, she's like, Dad, these are fake. And I'm like, okay, great. They're fake. So she wasn't too thrilled with that. So we'll see what we do tomorrow. I'm very excited to go to that. I was going to tell you guys something about the show and I forgot. Shit. All right. Well, I'll see if I can bring up live from that and see how that goes. Oh, so New Egypt. If you've never been to New Egypt in New Jersey, if everybody here is from the area, it's an interesting place. John Marshall said to me this morning, I believe John's from North Jersey. He said, it's like a Mad Max zone or something. And I cracked up because it is. It's like there's just nothing out there. I mean, there's people live out there and stuff, but there's nothing. You're just in the middle of nowhere. And it's just this bizarro land. I don't know if it's been built up since the last time I went, but I remember going out there like 9 o'clock or 9:30 at night to a bar/restaurant. I'd never been there before. I'm driving. It is pitch black. It is like a horror film driving through the woods, down these roads, and I almost missed it. And there's just this building in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of all these trees. I'm like, the fuck is this? I'm like, is this a restaurant? It was like a horror movie. I'm like, I'm probably going to get killed in here. But in any case, it is what it is. All right, so I'll give you one last quick peek. This is a Tong ape. Let me bring this off. This is actually a Tong ape. This is not an Azrak Hamway ape. He is missing the gun, but the gun is, if I remember, it's the same gun that they use for the Azrak Hamway. He's taller. His head is larger. He's about 1.5 times the size on the head. There's definitely more detail in that head. So you can see that's what she said. Let's bring that together. Azrak Hamway, Tong, similar outfits. They do paint the hands, but what's different are the bodies. Here's the Dr. Zayas version, which I've had. I think Danny Gates sent me this one, to be honest with you. The Dr. Zayas version is the Azrak Hamway version. Again, these both came in both the tan outfits and the camo outfits, just like the chimp I just showed you before, and so on. But you could see the body is way different. The Azrak Hamway body is basically jointed at elbow, shoulder, waist. It's got the slanted waist like all their figures, knee, and ankle. And these have a twisting wrist. They have all kinds of stuff. They're very, very pinned up with lots of articulation on these guys. They're very hard to find. If I find one in completely broken condition, I still buy it because I think it's really cool. If you see a gas station with a big clown and a Dr. Satan Museum, drive past it. That's right. Come up and get your fried chicken. Here's your complimentary chicken. And don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Oh, God, yes, absolutely. If you see a gas station with a big clown, the Dr. Satan Museum, drive past it. That's fantastic, Sanchez. That is one of my favorite movies. As a matter of fact, I think, isn't it over there? I don't know if I have it over there. I might have put it away. Oh, wait, I think I have it. Let me see. Hang on. I have it. So I went to the movies in the 90s to see House of a Thousand Corpses. I fell in love with the movie. I loved it. Then I went to Chiller Theater years and years. I think Amanda was 5 years old. So that would have been about 2003, I think it was. And I went and before he died, I met Sid Haig and I met Bill Moseley. Sid Haig was really nice. I was actually the first in line at his table. I was so excited to meet Sid Haig. I didn't realize how big he was. He goes, "What would you like me to write?" I said, "Can you write Tulu and whatever you want?" He goes, "Sure." Shit the bed. Sid Haig. It was awesome. Took pictures. He was great. Bill Moseley was a little different. He wasn't a bad guy. He was just engaged with other shit. And he didn't seem as into the fans as Sid. Sid was definitely an engaging character, and Bill was nice. But this movie, this is the follow-up movie, The Devil's Rejects, which is really disturbing. It's a very disturbing movie. It's got a lot of fucked up shit in it. But anyway, hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to roll out with our last. Sanchez, you need to see this. I'm going to redo the Paul Shelley video. Give me 1 second because we do want to say goodbye to Paul Shelley. He was killed this morning or this afternoon while at a show. He was mauled by a lion while at the at the popcorn machine. Give me 1 sec. The cotton candy machine. Somebody mauled him. It was terrible. So let's bring up Mr. Paul Shelley. Let's show this and let's get this started so you guys can see this. Brian Sanchez, I want you to have full attention.
This is Paul Shelley from Revere Beach, Massachusetts. I'm looking for a Dark-Con here at Boston Comic-Con Fan Expo. Lou Malagrana, are you here? Brian Sanchez.
This episode is dedicated to Mr. Paul Shelley. His wonderful years of annoying conversation. There he is, last photo ever taken of Paul Shelley with Arthur Fonzarelli, or Henry Winkler, a.k.a. Arthur Fonzarelli. We hope you finally find that Dark-Con in heaven, Paul. Enjoy. All right, that's it for today. We're going to get the hell out of here. I hope you guys had a really good Saturday, and we'll talk to you soon.